I'm Michael, aka Oscar Man, and as I've gotten to know you all, I've learned that there are some Oscar winning performances you downright hate. Strong word, but you've made it abundantly clear that you just don't like them. For instance, this one is mentioned a lot.
I know what I'm doing. I got a feeling I should be doing alright. Doing alright. I was born with 4 additional incisors. More space in my mouth means more range.
Okay, admittedly, I did not know much about Freddie Mercury or Queen before I watched 2018's Bohemian Rhapsody. All I remember is that there was a lot of Oscar buzz about its star Rami Malek, who played the title role.
Well, I'm terribly sorry, dear. It's done. Besides, Miami will manage us. Won't you, darling?
I think about it.
No.
Are you high again?
Well done, Columbo.
You need to slow down, Fred.
Oh, don't be such a bore. I'm here, aren't I?
I also didn't know that Liza Minnelli was a huge influence on Freddie Mercury, and that Rami Malek studied her movements in order to give an accurate portrayal of Queen's lead singer.
I don't have time to be their victim, their AIDS poster boy, their cautionary tale. No, I decide who I am. I'm going to be what I was born to be. A performer who gives the people what they want.
Bohemian Rhapsody was the subject of sharp criticism for its distortion of the facts in many areas, and at the time it was one of the worst reviewed films to win Best Picture at the Golden Globes or to be nominated for a Best Picture Oscar. That was the only award it lost out of its 5 nominations. Rami Malek, on the other hand, won the BAFTA, Golden Globe, SAG, and a host of other awards for his performance. Yet whenever the subject of his portrayal of Freddie Mercury comes up on this channel, in a video or a poll, a large majority of you voice your intense hatred of it. I thought he was good, but as I stated, I knew nothing about Mercury. So please share why you think this Oscar-winning performance is so disliked.
You will have until I leave the office tonight to bring everything in. 6 p.m. Last chance.
Oh, tomorrow is better.
Thank you. 6 p.m. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the cookies. They look delicious.
Now, what does one do when they like an actor and their work, but strongly disagree with the Academy's decision to honor a performance you think is unworthy of the award? That is my dilemma in the case of Jamie Lee Curtis in 2022's Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh. Steven! This is rubbish! It's not one!
Is Jamie Lee Curtis a good actress? Yes. Has she deserved recognition from the Academy in the past? Yes. Was her portrayal of IRS agent Deirdre the year's best performance by an actress in a supporting role?
What did my silly husband say to you?
He told me about your situation. I remembered when my husband served me papers. I drove his Kia Forte through my neighbor's kitchen.
Huh.
You know what I say? It's called unlovable bitches like us.
Those of you who have watched my channel know that I was not a fan of Everything Everywhere All at Once. Jamie Lee Curtis was nominated for many honors prior to her surprising win at the SAG Awards, where she acknowledged being a Nepo baby and the influence both of her parents' legacies had in her victory. I thought this was merely an aberration, but was shocked when she repeated at the Oscars. Curtis's performance was, in my opinion, not only not Oscar-worthy, but her co-star and co-nominee Stephanie Hsu was more deserving. Truth be known, I voted for Carrie Condon in The Banshees of Inisherin at SAG and thought she was the rightful winner. So perhaps you and I are on the same page here. But go ahead. Let me know your honest assessment of Jamie Lee Curtis's performance and Oscar win.
I despise the flogging rooster.
Oh no, I wouldn't have.
My name's Ruby Thews. I know your name. Let's put him in a pot.
Renee Zellweger's Best Supporting Actress win for 2003's Cold Mountain has some supporters, but it's been my experience that most of you really hate this performance.
You want to carry a book, carry one you can ride in. We got our own story. It's called Black Cove Farm. Catastrophe. I can spell it too. Learned at the same place you did in the schoolhouse. One of the first words they taught me. Ruby Thews, U-R-A-C-A-T-A-S-T-R-O-P-H-E.
As Farmer Ruby, Renee Zellweger swept all of the major precursor awards prior to her Oscar win, which many, including myself, believe was a consolation prize for not winning the year prior for her excellent performance in Chicago.
Every piece of this is man's bullshit. They call this war a cloud over the land, but they made the weather, and then they stand in the rain and say, shit, it's raining! I cry one tear for my daddy. I stole it off a crocodile.
Cold Mountain received a positive reception from critics and was a box office success. I don't understand the vitriol for Renee Zellweger in this film. True, her character was annoying, which the actress can be sometimes too. But I really want to hear from you on this one. Is the problem that this was a makeup Oscar, the character, the actress, another nominee who was more deserving? All of the above?
You were gonna take something home. For a minute there, Charlie, you had me worried. I mean, you're always thinking such deep thoughts. How are you gonna remember a little thing like your landlady's birthday?
Yeah, Miss Apple's gonna be real happy, and thanks for making me remember again.
Sometimes a film and a performance receive rave reviews at the time of their release, but then they don't age well over time, which I think might be the case with 1968's Charlie and its Oscar-winning star Cliff Robertson.
The answer to the question, Charlie Gordon, is Charlie Gordon is a fella who will very shortly be what he used to be.
Based on the novel Flowers for Algernon, Robertson was Charlie Gordon, a mentally disabled man who undergoes a procedure which triples his IQ. Cliff Robertson was a veteran of 30 films by the time he was cast in Charlie, for which he received his only career Oscar nomination and win. The film brought the actor some of his best reviews, and the film was also popular with audiences. However, when mentioned now, viewers express great disdain for Robertson's Oscar win. Some feel the performance and the film's treatment of Charlie's disability offensive, while others argue that the Best Actor lineup that year featured much stronger performances, including Peter O'Toole in The Lion in Winter. So, as a film of its time, do you think Cliff Robertson's Oscar for lead actor was simply unworthy, or has the film itself dated badly?
When did you see Lee's?
My mother gave them to me.
Save them for your own brats.
Louise Reiner won back-to-back lead actress Oscars in 1936 for The Great Ziegfeld and in 1937 for The Good Earth. I didn't think she should have won for the first film, but lots of you are not fans of the second win. Pearl Buck's novel about family life in early 20th century China featured MGM contract player Louise Reiner as Olan, deeply affected by her early years as a slave who works hard to ensure her family's survival.
When I go back in that house, it will be with my son in my arms, and I'll show myself and my son.
Much has been debated about the casting of Reiner in the role of Olan. Pearl Buck wanted the film to consist of all Chinese or Chinese-American actors. Anna May Wong had been suggested for the part, but the Hays Code, which dictated casting and script content, required that the role be played by a Caucasian actress. This caused confusion because the Hays office's miscegenation rule only forbade on-screen relationships between white and black actors. Anna May Wong turned down the offer to play Olan, stating, "You're asking me, with Chinese blood, to do the only unsympathetic role in the picture featuring an all-American cast portraying Chinese characters. As for Reiner, I thought she was very strong and much worthier of the Oscar for this performance than the first one she received." Is this a case of dislike for the actress's effort in the film, her competition, including Dunn, Garbo, Gaynor, and Stanwyck? Or was it the decision by a studio who wouldn't believe that audiences would accept an Asian actress in the role?
Michael, take them off now. Come on. Michael!
Many an actor has been awarded what I call a career Oscar for a lifetime of work, rather than the individual performance in a particular year. Sir John Mills was, I believe, honored for the former for 1970's Ryan's Daughter.
Michael, darling! Show us your fish! How much did he weigh then, Mike? How long is it, Michael? I've never seen a lobster the equal of that.
As Michael, the mute villager, John Mills soldiered through the troubled production, which consisted of cast members who disliked each other and clashes with director David Lean, leading to budget overruns. Ryan's Daughter was panned by many critics, yet received 4 Oscar nominations. Sir John Mills was nominated for a BAFTA and won the Golden Globe as Best Supporting Actor. His category features some strong nominees, including Chief Dan George for Little Big Man. What I find interesting is that many of you have labeled Mills' performance downright bad, and among the Academy's worst choices. Let us know your thoughts, positive or negative, on this legendary actor's 1 career nomination and ultimate win.
Oh, there you are. I'm disturbed and he runs for help. Now, there's a good fellow. Mrs. Pierce, you're a woman. Why can't a woman be more like a man?
1964's My Fair Lady was the #1 box office movie of the year. It received 12 Oscar nominations and won 8. The film was shown in theaters for 87 weeks, and its leading man, Rex Harrison, won the year's Oscar as lead actor.
What could possibly matter more than to take a human being and change her into a different human being by creating a new speech for her? It's filling up the deepest gap that separates class from class and soul from soul.
A Tony winner for the role he created on the stage, Rex Harrison repeated as Professor Henry Higgins for the film version, though we all know that his leading lady on Broadway did not join him.
Imaginative and musical mixtures of sounds. And that's what you set yourself out to conquer, Eliza. And conquer it you will.
During production, Sir Rex Harrison refused to lip sync his talk singing because he claimed that he never performed it the same way twice on stage and would not be convincing if a pre-recorded track was utilized. It didn't seem to matter, as the actor won the Oscar nonetheless, for a role he was most associated with throughout the remainder of his career. So why do many of you hate it so much? Aside from the professor's misogynistic beliefs and the actor's known tendencies to be, let's say, difficult, plus Rex Harrison was awarded over Burton, O'Toole, Quinn, and Sellers doing some of their finest work, why is this once acclaimed Oscar win now reviled? Before I conclude with a multi-winning actress whose last win didn't please many of you, I want to give my thanks for joining me on another journey through the world of Oscar. I made this video because I really am interested in your opinions. You never fail to offer your truly candid thoughts, good and bad, on this guy's decisions. If you're not yet a member of the channel, become a subscriber and join us for a new video each week and vote in the daily polls. If you like and share this video with other Oscar nerds who might want to join us, it would be lovely.
Well, it used to be about trying to do something. You see, now it's about trying to be someone.
There is a faction that believes Meryl Streep can do no wrong. Holder of the record for most nominations, 21, and the winner of 3 Oscars, Streep's performance in 2011's The Iron Lady ain't a favorite for many of you.
People don't think anymore. They feel. How are you feeling? Oh, I don't feel comfortable. Oh, I'm so sorry. We, the group, were feeling. Do you know, one of the great problems of our age is that we are governed by people who care more about feelings than they do about thoughts and ideas. Now, thoughts and ideas. That interests me.
In the role of Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, Meryl Streep was aided by the Oscar-winning makeup and hairstyling team who helped the actors to develop her character.
Is that you haven't got the courage for this fight. No, you haven't had to fight hard for anything. It's all been given to you, and you feel guilty about it. Well, may I say, on behalf of those who have had to fight their way up and who don't feel guilty about it, we resent those slackers who take, and contribute nothing to the community.
A previous winner for Kramer vs. Kramer and Sophie's Choice, Meryl Streep's Best Actress win for The Iron Lady came as a surprise, even to the actress herself. There are so many who idolize, even worship Meryl. But this time around, she faced criticism from audiences who didn't appreciate her interpretation of Thatcher. Were you one of them? Several of you have proclaimed this as your least favorite Streep performance. Did I think it was her best? No, I've always loved Miranda Priestly. But I want to know why this lady couldn't iron out her differences with you. Sorry. I know you probably have lots of other Oscar-winning performances that are not among your favorites, and I'm anxiously awaiting to learn about them. Thanks for always adding to the discussion. And until we meet again, here is Marvelous Meryl accepting her 3rd Oscar and admitting that many of you might be feeling a certain way about it.
When they called my name, I had this feeling I could hear half of America going, oh no, oh come on, why? Her. Again, you know? But whatever.